Salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. And, well, we had our AMA, or there was an AMA, what was it again? 56. I listened to it twice and have a couple things to say. First and foremost, I have this up here. Just so you guys can take a look at it if you need to. Where are we? This is the this is what's next for Holochain right here on this map right here. Oh, beautiful roadmap. So we're gonna take a look at the full roadmap. This is Holochain, by the way. So please don't get that confused with Holo. So yes, as stated in my last video, in my video before that, or I made tweets. Anytime, if any of you guys are frustrated or mad about what happened, as far as it's not being in Q2 and it's going to be in Q3 as far as the full launch is concerned, this is par for the course. I'm not really upset. Things happen. I did not think it was going to be Q2 in the first place. I've always said it's probably going to be Q3, possibly Q4. And the reason why I said that was because they never ever give out like timelines, and if they do say timelines, I don't really trust it. And you can look at the history, and honestly, a couple months is not really a big deal. So if you're mad and frustrated, you probably haven't been with the ecosystem for very long. The Holochain community, understand how things work. I'm glad that I don't even know why they put AMA. They should have just put like they did this time. They did so much better in saying, hey, we're gonna talk about where we've been. Now this is great. You know, I watch a lot of anime. For some of you guys who don't watch anime, there are some episodes in the middle where you have two of the characters and they say, hey, blah 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 blah, and here's what happened, and then they talk about, well, you know, especially One Piece, they're good with these backstories, and that's basically what happened. They just talked about what happened in the past, what happened, where they were, who was upset, who was happy, frustrations, and then, you know, they talked about everything up until now. And that's basically what they did, was they just did an overview of what was going on until now. And then they stated that, you know, it will be Q3 on the full release of Holo. That means Holo will be, Holo Fuel will be completely active. Now, I did notice that in the comment section, a lot of people were like, hey, what's going on with Coinbase? Is anything happening with Coinbase? And I think Nathan, one of the person overseeing the chat was like, hey, don't ask anything about excuse me a second, I know you guys don't need to hear this, but I'm taking off my shoes, my feet are sore. I just came back from playing pickleball in a league, and we didn't get our asses handed to us, but it's fun. I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but it was fun. But I may think about trying to go up as far as the league is concerned, as far as the difficulty, because at the intermediate level, I have a lot of people not hitting to me. They're hitting to my partner, and yeah, that's a telltale sign that either I'm too good for there, or it's just my partners are, you know, they admit that they, you know, some of them are up in age and they can't move as fast, so they get picked on. Anyway, having said all that, I feel better now. Just took off my shoes. Apologize. So yeah, but they talked about everything happening till now, so everything's good, you know. A few points that I would like to make. First off, if I was a person to be upset about this AMA, I would, anybody upset with this AMA or this information, you really need to understand and read between the lines on some of the things. I did notice that they're changing their language. They not changing, but they talked about, they really pinpointed. Oh, they said like, oh my. They talked about how they did things differently with their ICO and all of that stuff, initial crowdfund, whatever. I think they really wanted to pinpoint that and talk about that and publicly state that. For various reasons. And I think that it was really great to hear Matthew Schutte come back. To hear him speaking again, I thought it was cool. I think he did a great job. So yeah, they just gave us some information and told us it's going to be Q3. I did find it very interesting that they're going to have, that they stated that, here's one of the things they're talking about, like there's a lot of other DPNs or for decentralized physical infrastructure that, and I did talk about this, Arthur Brock brought this up, and he stated that, there's some other projects that want to work with Holofuel, to use Holofuel, or possibly use the Holo network. So that's going to be all interesting. I know that there's a lot of projects that's waiting, really, really waiting for Holofuel to come out so that they can go ahead and get started. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. I'm excited about the progress that they have made. I'm encouraged with the progress that they have made. They talked about how they've gone so far and did a bunch of stuff. Honestly, I'm not really into all of that. I'm not really personally, unless I'm specifically talking to like one-on-one with an individual, I don't really care about the journey that they had. It might be an important journey for them, but for me, more importantly, my journey from following Holochain till now, man, for some of you guys who know, I had a lot of shit going on in my life, and I've gone through a whole lot of stuff, and I would dare say I've gone through a way more stress life in general, and stress in general, from living in my car to going through my divorce to having my heart attack, to getting my master's and arguing with teachers, getting my master's when I had my heart attack. Oh my God, that was terrible. COVID, there's a whole lot of stuff. In life, we all go through all different things. So we all have our backstories, and some of our backstories causes us to become evil mastermind criminals. I don't know. But anyway, all jokes aside, I thought the AMA was cute. It was good. They did their thing. They had a nice little PowerPoint presentation. Just pinpointing. I don't really call it PowerPoint presentation. Really, is like a bullet points. I do feel like they're trying to do more within as far as marketing is concerned, and getting into the markets. Mary Camacho mentioned that a couple times. We're going to find out. I think they got some time. I think they're really. I believe that they are right in that there are a lot. I do believe them when they say that there's a lot of people who are starting to understand. And they said that I think David Atkinson was teasing about listening to Arthur Brock trying to explain to regulators about Holochain, and then they have lawyers and different things like that. I cannot stress to you how happy and confident I am in this project. I do know, I feel like it's going to be extremely successful. I always have. And this is going to be I believe that this is going to be an exciting year in the crypto space. I think that we're going to have a huge division on these absolute trash ass projects out there. And I think that people are going to come to realization that, wait a second, blockchain is a DLT, Holochain is a DLT, and there are other distributed ledger technologies out there that can make our world run more efficiently and do the things that we need to do so that we can all be able to move forward. So I do like the fact that they're open source. I love their audits. I love the fact that they're doing their things that they need to do. So yeah, it's great. They did state that they're going to be working on Holo a little bit more. Let's take a look at the roadmap here. This is Holo's roadmap, and as you can see, we are at the end. Network RC reviews and audits. They stated that they're changing some things and almost changing everything. One of the things that the Holochain and Holo organization have done is they stated that they're playing by the book. They're playing by the rules, and they're going to follow the rules and do I've always stated this. One of the smartest things that they did was go out to the Gibraltar and find a place where they can successfully and in an ecosystem find a place in the ecosystem where they can build, right, and start doing things and start being productive. And that's awesome. So their operations in Gibraltar way back here, I think that was a very smart move. I think they explained, I think it was a very smart move for them when they switched everything to make sure that everything was going to be able to work on Rust. And to change the language to Rust. I remember that they did talk about that in the AMA when they try to switch some things around. So I do think that, you know, if I really, when we look at the big picture here, and we look at everything that has happened here, for everything that has happened within the 6 or 7 years or 8 years that they've been working on this project, I say that's pretty damn good. To actually have a technology and a working product within 6 to 7 years is excellent. So I do commend the team on that. Now I'm going to be a little critical. I think in the next 2 to 3 months, we should see a drastic amount of marketing, of explaining what Holochain is. I expect to see new videos on YouTube so that they can properly explain how Holochain is going to work. I expect in the next 2 to 3 months that they should have some videos and short videos to explain, maybe in a diagram, how hot is going to work, how Holofuel is going to work. I've explained it, but obviously I'm not part of the team. And also, you know, people have always they always second guess me, which is understandable. You should always second guess me and do your own research. But one of the things is a lot of times I always say, hey, you can see it from the horse's mouth. I didn't say this, they said it. And so a lot of people even argue with what the people said, with what Arthur Brock said, what Eric Harris Braun and what Mary Camacho said. I don't know how they do that, but it is. I expect the community, the Holochain community, to be able to evolve and to be able to move forward and be able to communicate and talk about things. Unfortunately, I'm going to be very, very honest. There are some toxic people within the community. And I'm sorry. We have, just like Bitcoin maximalists, we have Holofuel maximalists. And these people, I personally believe, are very, very toxic. I think that they don't really understand that there are other things at play other than Holofuel. Holofuel is a hap on the Holochain network, will be a hap on the Holochain network, and I think that people need to, I think when it comes to understanding currency and how they work, there's a lot of arguments and disagreements. Look at how our country is run, and I understand that there are people who want things to be a certain way so bad, but I think they're just a little bit blinded on how to make that work. And I think that they talk, what's the word? They degrade others because they don't think the way that they do, and they see things differently. and they're trying to create this utopia, like the Holochain organization, and Holo organization is just going to change the entire world. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I do think that they're going to change the schematics of how we communicate. And I think having an open source program like Holochain, or distributed ledger technology like Holochain, and to be able to use something like Holo to be able to recreate and kind of change how we see what we call currency or value. So I do think that there's going to be a lot of dynamics there, and we just don't know how it's going to work out. But I know nobody's in the next 2 to 3 years, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell the Holofuel maximalists this. Nobody is going to be saying, oh my God, I want to buy a car. Let me go get some Holofuel and I'll do it. Nobody's going to be doing that in the next 2 to 3 years. Sorry, that's just the truth. Now, if that's the case, well, damn. I will say I'll shave my head, but yeah, you guys heard it. I'm bald already. So, but my point is, and you know what? I tell you what. In the next 2 to 3 years, if the major markets are saying, "Oh my God, people are buying cars and houses with Holofuel," I will get a Holofuel tattoo on my shoulder. No fucking joke. I will do that shit. I am not lying. A matter of fact, it'll be this symbol right here. It'll be the Holofuel. It'll be the Holofuel. I put a Holofuel feet in good, because green goes, if you guys know anything about tattoos, I don't have one quite yet, but it goes good on my dark skin. So, but I'm just saying, if they did that, I would get a Holofuel tattoo on my left or right shoulder. And it's not going to be a small one either. I'll make it nice, bulky, right here on the side. It's not happening, people. It's not happening. But, hey, you know what? And by the way, I keep my word. Most of the time. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to tell you guys that I enjoyed the AMA to some degree. I think it was a great thing to do for people who are coming in, because there are going to be a lot of new people coming in. There are going to be a lot of people watching my channel and be like, who the hell is this guy? Like, he's just some regular random dude that's been talking about hot Holochain and hot and Holofuel for years, right? I've been doing this for years, and I have not wavered in my belief that this is an extremely solid project, that it's going to change how we communicate. It's going to change the dynamics of communication within the DLT space, within the distributed ledger technology space, but also within our public life, within our regular space. So let's go ahead. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, let's go ahead and let's go on nice Twitter here. What do you think today will hear the Holo hosting release date? Yes, definitely. Yes, but will be Q3. Guess what? I was one of the ones that said that, and I believe it, because yeah. Let's see what some of the comments say here. It would be 30% questions they already answered, 15% looking back. Actually, it's changed. It was like 80% looking back. 5% of how excited they are. Yeah, that was about 20%. So we're already at 100%. 50% I don't understand technically. 15% new info. I would say about 7 to 8% new info, which was at the end. And 20% I'm all ears to have my mind blown, but can be a dumper as well. So, or as they said, look back how it went, achievements in the future with info about release, swap, and so on. No, they did not talk about swap. I will say that. They did not talk about swap. I don't know why they avoided that. Maybe it's coming soon, but we'll see. If Holo says you us when Holofuel will publicly, I would cut my hair short. It would needs to be as precise as pinpointing a particular week. The last time I cut my hair was on a hot jump to 0.02 years ago. Wow, dude. Cut your hair, Tatsum. Come on, man. You know I'm gonna say something about it. I don't believe me personally. Even before I joined the military, I didn't believe in long hair. And then when they were like, everybody have to keep their hair short, I'm like, well, that's gonna be easy for me. And shave, no problem. Yeah. Let's see here. I did notice that there was people from all over the world watching. Listening to this, so that was great. I think there's a lot of people who are extremely excited, including myself, about Holofuel. So yeah, common developers, blah blah blah, Holochain. Internet started with hopes of a decentralized libertarian dream, ended up as surveillance web, cryptocurrency. Holochain fits this. Global blockchain is centralized. What part of global chain don't people understand? Every Holochain app runs its own private network, local first. Monetary future. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That is hilarious. Post monetary future with Holochain. That's funny. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but I still think that's hilarious. Yeah. Let's see here. Anything else that's been going on Twitter that we can talk about? I don't know what's going on there. Oh yeah, Modern Investor used to always talking about how bad things are, especially in the crypto space. And it's going to be like that. The crypto space is what? We're looking at market cap of like what 2 to 3 trillion. That's it. Like, it's not a lot. And yeah, it's not a lot. So there's gonna be a lot of games played as far as value is concerned with Bitcoin. It's gonna be like that for a while, but it is. Somebody said third quarter. That's it. Holochain. That's my boy Edward. Hey, how you doing, man? It's not a bad news. Look at the market, and the out season didn't even start yet. Hopefully, the market context will be better by Q3. Q3 is always better than Q2. That's just usually how it goes in the crypto space. But we'll see. Somebody put 2035. I can see how some people are a little bit cynical about like when Holochain is gonna come out, but yeah. So Paul Diaz, you have no idea how software expires do this. Yep. Yeah. All right, you guys. Let's talk about how replying to buyers. Let's talk about Holochain by pushing data and what blockchain wants to be when it grows up. Boy, they can't stop. People can't stop saying this quote. What Arthur Brock said: Holochain is what blockchain wants to be when it grows up. Not gonna lie, that is funny. Great quote, by the way. And I do agree. So yeah, but I hear that a lot. They're saying that every 5 seconds. Let's see here. Rates are going. It says breaking the federal rates are keeping things unchanged. Look, man, I told you guys. I've stated this before. I stated this before. We're gonna hit stagflation. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We just are. I'm not. You know, that's what I truly believe. I'm not like a expert and understanding all of. I'm not an economist, micro economist or anything like that, but I personally believe, and I sent out a video talking about how I believe we're going to hit stagflation, and the reason why they can't control inflation is because of what's happening here. But look at Nova said, I'm not posting this as a, hey, look, my dick gets bigger than yours. I have legitimate concerns when people are bull posting. You can't buy a Holoport. Launch isn't coming. Point blank and simple. You won't listen to me though. Do you think? Do you expect Holo by the end of Q2? Okay, so we haven't even talked about swap yet, and that's the thing. I don't know if I should get into all of that. Heads up to all those Holochain followers of mine. If I see you bitching about Holo launching from moving from Q2 to Q3 or trashing the team and projects in any manner, I'm blocking you. I'm not interested in being your therapist. Oh man, that's funny. Full launches in Q2 in a single tweet. All the functionality you are talking about. Google blah 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 blah. PT ability accessors. Yeah. You are not an investor. You are an impatient speculator waiting to take your gains when hot rises. There are some people that are going to do that. And you know, yeah, some of us has been here for about 6 years, so we're all in the positive. If you bought hot and kept your hot, which I have, we're all in the positive, right? But it's just I don't have a lot of money, so it's a matter of like, hey, do you want to continue to wait? Which I don't have any choice but to wait because, I mean, what? I buy a car and then that's it. That's what I'm doing with my life. I really gotta have patience. So I don't have a lot of money. All right. Excuse me, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. As I stated before, please. Dr. Crypto Tokyo. Okay, you little bitches, get a fucking grip. It's buy time by Hot Holochain. Yeah, so alright. Yeah, that's it. Alright. As I always say, do your own research, and last but not least, above all else, you guys, please stay safe out there, okay? Bye, you guys.